And first thing I want to do is just share the screen with you because I just want to point out, get rid of that. Um, in the, minimize that, get rid of that. Um, no, the course. Okay, can you all see that?
Yes.
Okay, so in this section right down here, quilting, embroidering, and adding textures,
Mm-hmm.
there are some lessons. I don't know if have you all had a chance to look over these?
Haven't looked at the additional ones.
Okay. Okay, so this just, I'm gonna give you a brief overview. This one is just going over some tools, and you can go back and look at them later. And this is me creating a what I call a quilting blueprint. And
Oh, yeah.
I did that in my Procreate program. So I just
Mhm.
took the picture and I did some, very crude kind of mock-up of
Mm-hmm.
where I wanted to go with the quilting.
Mm-hmm.
And then down here is looking at selecting the threads, and I'll show you in real time some of the threads that I have set aside.
Mm-hmm.
And then a little lesson on practicing, and then I haven't done the bobbin stitching lesson yet because I haven't gotten to that part yet, but these are some of the threads that I'm considering using for that
Are
grass.
are those the pearl cotton or?
Yeah, these are pearl cottons here.
Mm-hmm.
And this is, I think, is a hand dyed thicker cotton, and same with this one.
Okay.
This one I think I can put through my needle, but I'm probably just gonna, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I might bob and stitch, I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And then this one is where I started the video, where I started the quilting, excuse me. And so that's as far as I've gotten with course material.
That's
But
pretty good.
yeah, so I'll go over that later. Let me stop the share. Okay. Um, so today we're obviously going to get into the quilting part, but before we do that, I would like to either share a picture of your quilt where it's at, um, or or you can just hold it up, whichever works best for you. Um, and then Patty, I have a picture of yours, so
Okay.
let me just go into the community. There it is. Let me share this. Let's back up. Share, share. Okay, I'm gonna make it bigger. I think I can make it bigger. Yes. So, this is Patty's, and I really like what she's done with well, I love the whole thing, first of all. I think she's done a really good job with the grassy areas, making some lighter and some darker. And I think she did a really good job of that, and like better than mine, in fact. So yeah, I like that. And I think the water looks fantastic. It looks really three-dimensional. And then the glow that you've gotten in that sky is terrific. And I love um, how fleecy those clouds look. So I think you've done a stupendous job. And do you have anything you want to say about it?
I tried to add just a touch of, but this was before it dried,
Huh?
a touch of color in the clouds. I
Yeah, I
just,
see that. It looks
um,
good.
yeah, I think you have to see it more in person to really get the color because it's just very subtle.
Yep.
I also added more to my yellow and orange around the sun,
Okay.
made that a little more deeper. And then I added the lighter color in the water more towards the shoreline
Yeah.
and worked on that and then the grass. And then I got to the point where I said, I think I'm done.
Yeah. It will definitely tell you, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't want to overdo it, right?
No.
Yeah. That's fantastic. Okay. And then I also have, let's see, who else do I have? Well, I have mine, which I like your clouds better than mine.
I don't know. I like yours.
Well, I don't know. And I like your glow better than mine. And I like your grass better than mine. But anyway,
We're just so critical.
yeah. All right. And that's Patty. Now let's see. Okay. And here is Jane's. Jane, do you have a more recent picture of that?
Yeah, I'm just sending it to you now.
Okay. Are you emailing it to me?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Let me stop the share here for a minute.
What's the best way for me to send you the picture?
Email it to me. Roxanne at roxannelessa.com.
I can hold it up to you right now too.
I think a picture is better if it's a good picture.
All right, well, let me just take a good one right now.
I mean, if your lighting sucks, then it's not going to help. But
Get mine any minute.
okay, thanks, Jane. Still waiting. We lost Katie. Where's Katie?
All right, what's your email address again? I'm sorry.
Roxane at Roxanne Lessa, all one word, .com. And that's Lessa. Okay, I think I got Jane's. Let's see. Yep, I do. Ooh, pretty. Okay, let me pull it onto my desktop. Hold on one second, guys. I got to move some things around here so I can find my desktop. Just put this away.
Okay,
Hmm.
I just sent it to you.
Okay, thank you. All right, I have Jane's, so we'll do hers first. Okay.
Oh, that's pretty.
I'm just trying to enlarge it a little bit. All right, we're gonna
It's a little distracting.
we're gonna ignore the fact that it's crooked.
Well, yeah,
That's okay. All right, so you got the gauze on there.
yes.
Looks really good. The sky looks great.
I love your clouds.
Clouds look great. Your grass looks good.
Yeah.
I can't find anything wrong with it.
Looks nice. There's a
Yeah.
lot of depth in it.
I was thinking of darkening the bottom more.
Um, maybe on this section here
Yeah, like
and over here.
just sort of like it's almost a vignette in the picture along the bottom. The
Yeah,
corners are darker,
yeah.
or just leave it. I don't know.
Well, so tell us about that process. Did you end up painting over the gauze?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, and because it's rough, you tend to get a little bit more pencil lead laid down, and then once you add water or medium to it, it gives you more intensity. So it was great for the dark colors because my darks weren't dark enough.
Hmm.
So I just basically colored over it again, and it laid a nice
Yeah,
darker layer for me.
yeah.
Um, yeah, I didn't have any problem. I actually added some things that weren't there. I
Cool.
did it over the net.
Okay. It's a really nice effect.
It is.
Um, one of the things that we talked about, I don't know if everybody saw that in the community, was she had to test to make sure, did you end up fusing it down?
Yep, I fused
Okay.
it down,
Yeah, so
no
there's,
problem. There was
yeah,
one spot where I had too much Misty Fuse and it was, you could see it. They just sort of picked it out and then I ironed it again and it melted right into the fabric. So
okay.
One thing I like that I'm noticing in her painting is the part right in front of the water, the darker area.
Right here.
Yeah, it's got a lot of detail in there, and
Yes.
I wasn't able to capture that in mine. But it's got the lines going through it, just like in the photograph, and I couldn't capture that.
Well, that's not a problem because you can capture it with the quilting.
That's true. I guess I can use some thread in there.
That's right. Absolutely. Looks great.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. Anything else you want to say about it, Jane?
no, I'm not real thrilled with my water, but it is what it is. So
Oh, I like it.
Oh,
I love your water.
Yeah, think it looks great. You're gonna quilt that too, so have no fear.
yeah, I
Okay.
have a question though, and this has
Yeah.
been bugging me for a long time. So I'm going
Okay.
to ask you so I can stop stewing about it.
Yeah.
One of my first art quilts was a scene very similar. It was a walkway down to a beach, and on either side of the path there was a lot of grasses. So I thread painted a lot in the grass area,
Yeah.
and when it was all done, my horizon had a hump in the middle.
Yeah.
hmm.
So how are we going to avoid that?
Ah, that's a really good question. Um, so I don't think we're gonna do a ton of thread painting in here. And we
Okay,
are going to do quite a bit of quilting in here, going back and forth. So that's going to more or less keep that area long and flat,
Hmm.
so we won't hump up.
okay,
So we're going to do that part first, and then we're going to do some stitching on the outside edges. Now, alternatively, you can also do that if you have to do or want to do a lot of thread painting in one area, but not in another area. You would do that before you layer the backing and the batting on.
Hmm.
So in other words,
oh, okay,
I would put stabilizer, like a thin stabilizer behind your quilt top on
right,
this whole section. And then I would do my maybe do a couple lines here just to keep it flat, and then I would do whatever I wanted to do in this section. That way, any extra puckering or drawing up is done before you add the backing and the batting. So it's going to
right,
lay flatter for you. And then you
okay,
can
I
add
might do that.
you can do additional quilting inside that area, but not as much as you would have before.
No, I did a lot
Yeah,
before.
yeah,
I just went right to town on it. Looked great, except
yeah.
for the hump in the middle of the water.
Well, whenever you quilt unevenly in your quilt top, you're gonna have uneven areas of the fabric drawing up. So
Yeah,
you just have to kind of think ahead a little bit and decide how much do I actually want to do there. And, for me, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to pre-thread paint. But if you know ahead of time, like pretend you're doing like a dog, okay? And you have it's a very hairy dog, and you want to do a lot of thread painting on that dog, but not the background. So
right.
I would do the thread painting flat first, then layer it up, finish the quilting, and then continue doing some quilting inside the dog. So that way you get a lot of that thread painting without
Hmm.
Not
making
sure.
your whole quilt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, simple solution.
Yeah. Uh-huh. It is.
It just requires thinking. Duh.
Well, I mean, and that, I mean, you learn from that situation. You wouldn't even have thought to ask that question if that hadn't happened before.
No, and I keep that little thread painting up in my sewing room just to remind me of that lesson. Every time I look at it, I'm like, wonder how I could fix it. Can I paint, But no, I just keep it there.
Okay. All right. So I have Laura's now. Also fantastic. Let's get this move over. Let's get this in there. Get rid of that. Share the screen. Hold on a minute. That you? I can't tell. No, that's the old one. Let's get that. That's you, Laura.
That's mine.
Okay.
Ooh,
Very vibrant. Love it.
I do
Love
too.
it, love it, love it. Nice work on everything.
Yeah.
Thank you. I love it all except my clouds. I'm not happy with my clouds.
Okay, say more why.
I don't know. They feel kind of like too much and too blotchy, and
Hmm.
I think what I'm gonna do as my fix is I recently did a art quilt from a panel, and I used like wool, the the stuff that people spin into yarn. I don't know what
Oh
it's
yeah.
called. Wool roving, that's it.
Wool roving, yeah.
And I fluffed some of that and stitched on top.
Okay.
Um, so I think that I might do that.
Okay. Be careful if you do that because it's going to add a softness that gives it a different quality. Now, if you want that,
Okay.
go for it, but it's not really what's in the photograph, but that's fine. You have artistic license. I just want to point out, look at the white on top of that wave.
Uh-huh.
That is really masterful.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
that.
Look, it looks almost like foam.
Yeah.
And I also there's like blotchy orange around my reflective
Uh-huh.
white in the water, and
Hmm.
I'm going to be stitching over that with more blue to
Okay.
tone that down a lot
Soften it.
because
Okay.
that came out too much, and
Gotcha.
so I'll just fix that with thread.
All
I
right.
love the reflection going into the sand.
Yeah, that looks fantastic.
Yeah.
So what I did with that was I used my white paint and I thinned it a lot with
Yep.
medium.
Oh,
Yep.
And then I just put a few dabs on and then I rubbed it with my fingers
Yep.
and then I like took a paper towel and just absorbed the excess so that it wouldn't be too much.
oh, I love it.
And
Yeah.
that's all that I did was just a little bit and then rubbed it in and
You can't see me right now, but I'm smiling because
oh, thank you.
that's amazing.
Yeah. Looks
Really
really
good.
good. You can
Fantastic.
almost picture the light coming down on that sand.
I also like how she brought this grass down here
Yeah.
and here. It looks very lifelike,
Yeah,
and
natural.
that is something that I did not do. So I'm maybe copying some of you,
Yeah.
like some of your ideas.
Yeah.
I did that because I didn't like how my brown came out at all.
Oh,
And
okay.
so I covered it up and then I'll be doing more thread painting in there a little
Sure.
bit.
Yeah.
One of the things that I think I'm going to do, well, I don't know, maybe not, is what I have done with grass before is like I'll take a bunch of thread and like just lay it down and then thread on top, stitch on top of it and then
Okay.
trim it so that it's like some of it is sticking up like grass
Yes.
to give it a more three-dimensional effect.
Okay.
So I think I'm probably going to do that with some of the light
Okay.
in the light areas and then just thread on, stitch on top of it with the darker thread to give it that
Oh, that's a great idea.
dimension.
The
And
other idea I had for that area was to get some eyelash yarn that has the little tufts
Mhm.
sticking out of
Yep.
it. Couch that down. I've done that before too, and that works really well.
Hmm.
Yeah, I have that too. So yeah, I might look into that.
Yeah. But that's you know, I'm probably not going to do that on this quilt, but it's an option to add more texture, actual texture, not implied texture, but actual texture.
That's pretty.
Yeah. All right. And let me just see if we got,
So is there any correction you would do on the clouds? Like,
let me go back. Hold on a second. Let me go back. Correction. Um, I th- I don't mind what you've done. I think, do you see how this area up here, I don't know why my cursor, there we go. See that those little daubs?
mm-hmm,
I think if you had done a little bit more of that, it would have looked more like what's in the picture. Lots of little daubs.
okay.
But I don't, you know, there's nothing exact about this. This is just your take on it, and it doesn't have to be exactly like the picture. I just want to disabuse you of that notion. None of this has to look exactly like the picture, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You
It
know,
looks great.
I think it looks great. I don't think you have to get stressed out about it. You know, it's slightly different than the picture, but not to worry. Mm. Just in the future, if you wanted to make it look more fleecy like that, you would take your brush and just do little strokes
Mm-hmm.
instead of moving the paint across more. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. All right. Anybody else have any thoughts, questions, observations about the painting aspect of things? Was it enjoyable?
Loved it.
Good,
Mm-hmm.
good.
For me, I haven't done any like painting or drawing in probably 30 years.
Wow.
And it really released something in me. That was really awesome. So thank you.
Really? Can you,
Thank you. I really needed that.
oh,
And
that's so wonderful to hear. What did,
I've always been very like stressed and uptight and afraid. And doing this just kind of like helped me get more like just zen and just kind of go with the flow. And it was really just what I needed. Thank you.
cathartic? That's so wonderful to hear. Because I think either you could have gone either way with it. You could have gotten really tight and upset with yourself and really like, I didn't take the picture, you know, like that. But instead, you just sort of let it go and just, it is what it is, and I'm enjoying the process. And that's why we're doing this anyway. It's not about, you
Well,
know,
for me,
perfection.
I've been trying to take a few different classes with people. I heard you talking with Patricia earlier. I mean, when I hopped on, and I have a vision in my mind of a jacket that I want to make for myself, and it'll be, more of an art piece, and you wear it, you know, 10 times a year kind of thing,
Yeah,
not an everyday thing.
yeah.
And the vision in my mind, there's a lot of things that I still like that I want to learn. So that's why I've been taking classes to learn how to do more art quilts and stuff. So, I've taken classes in person with Deb Deaton. I don't, are you familiar with her at
I
all?
have heard of her. I don't know her work though.
Oh, it's fantastic. She's out here in Arizona, so I've been lucky to take some classes with her. And then I saw yours and I'm like, oh, I got to take a class with you. And I have one more person that I really want to take a class with, and that's Lorraine Turner.
Mm.
Um, but do you have any other suggestions of people, to take classes with for art quilting? I would love.
Oh, I've taken a class with Lorraine Turner too, and she lives in Florida.
Right.
And she's a wonderful quilter as well. I've gotten involved in some of her projects that she's done because she has a heart for animals,
Yep.
and I do too. So but uh, the girl that you were mentioning, that you're looking into in Colorado, is she doing the clothing stuff?
Oh, I haven't looked into anybody in Colorado.
Oh, I thought you said the lady that you're interested in.
The
Uh,
lady that I took classes with, Deb Deaton, she lives
the,
in Arizona.
oh, Arizona. I'm sorry,
And
Arizona.
she does she doesn't really, she works with Inktense and she does teach classes in that, which I did not take, but she does a lot with thread painting and it's Deaton if you want to look her up.
Yeah,
Um,
thank you.
she's got some gorgeous pieces. And some of them are, one of them is huge. Her last one, Pima, is like this section of an owl, and it's
Wow.
massive. It's like 6 feet. It's
Oh my
huge.
God.
Wow. I might have
Gorgeous.
seen some of her work.
Yeah, she's a sweetheart.
Another artist I heard about, and I've followed her too, is Anne Lovelace,
Mm.
Okay.
and she's up in Michigan. And one of my close friends has a place up in Michigan in her neighborhood, and
Wow. Aren't you
and she,
lucky?
and she yeah, and so they built a house. You know that my friend, he and his buddy built a house. They're very industrious people, and where he grew up, and it's a very old community, and she apparently lives in that community. And so they wanted to get her to do a piece for one of the walls in the cabin that they built, and commissioned her. And they've seen some of her work in one of the neighbor church. She does like these wall things in the church, and it looks almost like you could walk into the wall into the forest.
Hmm.
And they're all done with tiny little pieces, like mosaic type,
Oh,
you
wow.
know,
Wow.
and just unbelievable. And I remember the artist because I bought books by her. And she's fantastic too. But had it not been for COVID, I probably wouldn't know about all these different artists because I've gone online
Uh,
and
let me
searched.
let me just, you asked a question about other teachers that I know.
Yeah,
It depends what you want to learn. Okay.
everything.
Okay, everything. All right. So would like to point you to the my friend Lyric Kennards. She has a year-long art workshop called lyric.art. That's LYRIC.art. And she goes over she teaches about the elements and the principles of design. And then she's got a whole like cohort of critiques and coaching that the students every month will get together, and they'll also get prompts throughout the week. And it's just a really in-depth course. And she's also written several books, and she's just a wonderful teacher, really, really wonderful teacher. Anyway, so I would go to lyric.art and check that out. Uh,
Okay.
and if you want to learn curve piecing, I would go to Sheila Frampton Cooper. Um, and then, yeah, it kind of depends what you want to learn. If you want to go more the improv route, the curve piecing thing, I would go with Sheila. And I think Ricky Timms also has some improv, but his seems a little more structured
Mhm.
so far, I must
I
say.
even, since I got interested in portraits, I even stretched out into needle felting.
Oh, I love needle felting.
And I found Danny Ives, and she is unbelievable,
Cool.
and a good teacher,
Okay.
very good. If you want to try it out, it is not hard, and you can have results quickly.
Yes.
And it's just so rewarding.
Would you put her name in the chat for us?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Um, as you were talking, and I want to get back to our quilt, I want to show you a picture of a commission that I did, which and there's part of it, it's a cypress swamp.
Oh, cool.
near where they live down in eastern North Carolina. And they had just moved into this house and they live right near a cypress swamp. So I went down there and I took a bunch of pictures and they kind of told me what they wanted. And so I created this quilt for this certain space in their entryway. And I did do some of that bobbin stitching that I was talking to you about on there. So
Cool.
so let me see if I can find that picture, if you'll bear with me a minute.
I
Let's,
was lucky last week. I got to go to QuiltCon out here in Phoenix.
oh
Oh,
yes.
fun.
It was amazing.
I'm looking forward to going to SAQUA um, convention in St. Petersburg next month.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Roxanne, will you be at QuiltCon in Raleigh next year?
Oh, they're going to do it in Raleigh again next year?
Yeah,
Oh, for sure then. Yeah, they liked
Wow.
Raleigh. I went last year and I loved it. So yeah,
I think I'm gonna, I have a family and friends that live out there, so I think I'm gonna go.
cool. Okay, that's fantastic. We'll have to do a meetup.
Absolutely.
All right, sorry, I'm gonna put you over to the side for a minute. I'm checking out my folder with recent work. Where is my, no, 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 no. Of course, the one thing that I can't find, let's see. Here it is. Okay. All right. So let me go back to sharing the screen with you so you can see some of the okay, so here's
Wow.
the pictures. And this was sort of my mock-up. So, well, one of them anyway. And eventually it became, because I had to provide, because it was a commission, this is what I ended up making. I had to provide a colored sketch for them, which I don't always do. But let me just show you some of the in-process pictures.
That's always helpful.
See, I'm just blocking out the various areas. Okay, down here in the grassy areas, I used cheesecloth
Mm-hmm.
that I had dyed and then, or just colored with paints. And then this is some of the bobbin stitching that I did in that area.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah. And I did that before, hold on. Let's see, that's not what I want.
That's a
Did you do
cool.
that like separate and then fuse it to the quilt?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
Wow.
See it down there. Right now it's all pinned.
Oh.
This is the cheesecloth. What I ended
Oh.
up doing is taking some cheesecloth and then put it inside a plastic baggie. And then I mixed up some fabric paint and I put the fabric paint inside there and I mushed it all around.
Wow. It looks like you have different colors in that.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Then I added and then I put fusible behind it and that I added some scraps of fabric.
Huh.
Oh, that's a brilliant idea.
And there's the
Oh,
stork.
nice.
So now you can see where I'm fussy cutting some other fabrics and playing around with, oh, there's that.
That is really cool.
Yeah, I did some stitching through that. I probably used some Solvay, that water soluble stuff.
Uh-huh.
So I did some stitch.
Looks very natural.
It does. And then you can put fusible behind it and then cut it. See, right up here. So I cut it into shapes after I put fusible.
Oh, I see. And then you
I've sort
stitch
of made
on.
I sort of made my own fabric
Very cool.
just to give
So
you,
that's what you used for like the Spanish moss, is what you're saying.
No, it's sort of not yet. The foliage was very delicate because it was still springtime.
Hmm.
Let's see. And there it is, getting ready to quilt.
Wow.
Let's see, what's over here? Oh, I did do some video, but I'm not going to play it
Yeah.
right.
Do you have trouble when you're quilting? Do you roll it up when
Oh
you go
yeah,
under?
yeah.
Yeah. I was just curious how you handled that. That is really amazing. So it looks like you might have painted some too.
I did.
Uh-huh.
Did a little bit of painting.
Ah, makes me want to get more into the painting now that I've experienced this. Oh, there's the owl. That is really nice, Roxanne.
So then I did some you can see the pearl cotton here that was laid down earlier. And then I did a lot of thread painting with regular variegated green threads down there. So the reason I knew I was going to do a lot of thread painting in this area, so that's why I did this bobbin stitching first. But
Okay.
I don't anticipate we're going to do as much. And then I was playing around with how am I going to make the Spanish moss?
Yeah, that's tricky, I would think.
It was tricky. So what I ended up doing, let's see,
So is that Spanish moss part? Is that something that's laid on top?
I tried that and I didn't like it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the quilting and oh, there's three little turtles on the log. I'm trying to find the Spanish moss. Where's the Spanish moss? No, no, that's my label. There it is.
Ah, now that's pretty good though.
Okay, so what I ended up doing was I took a stitch that was in my embroidery library on my machine already,
Uh-huh.
and I played around with the length and the width of it.
Mm-hmm. To make it irregular.
Yeah, and then I just kind of went sort of back and forth, up and down, and that gave me the effect of Spanish moss.
It really does.
So I didn't use that other thing that I thought I was going to use.
Uh-huh. Well, I like that.
Yeah, it worked out great. So that's what I ended up doing.
We have a lot of those scenes down here in Florida.
Yeah, I bet you do.
Yeah, a lot of Spanish moss.
Yeah, but I had to play around with that, try different things and try it out on scraps to see what was going to work the best. So that gives you an idea of what you can do with different materials and different textures to get different effects. Um, let me go down.
Roxanne, I noticed in your quilting video, do you
Yes,
use the BSR on your Bernina or do you just use the darning foot?
I just use a darning foot because I don't have a BDSR.
Oh, okay.
So
Well, I have the
you
BSR
want
and
to,
I can tell you that a lot of times I don't love it. I feel like I might try just using the darning foot and see how I do with that because the
well,
BSR doesn't ever give me the results that like other people seem to get. My stitches are not freaking even at all.
you know,
So,
I think I told you this last time. I learned how to quilt before they invented the BSR.
yeah, I remember that.
So when I tried a BSR, it was like I was fighting with it because it didn't match my own rhythm. So I learned how to use it, but it was just such an adjustment. I was like, this isn't worth it. And I ended up getting like it would go too fast in one section, so I'd end up with a big blob of thread and it's like I don't have the control I want with this. So I gave up on it and I don't use one. And if I wanted one, I would get one. I just don't need it, so I don't have one. So try it without and see.
Just might.
Yeah. Okay. So I was thinking I would go over to my machine now and show you what I've done so far. Actually,
Okay.
I'm gonna hold it up. Let me put me on spotlight for everyone. You guys can't hear the TV in the next room, can you?
No.
Okay, good.
Nope.
Okay, so what I have done so far is,
So pretty.
cannot see, okay, is this little section in here. And then a little bit of the white into the water. And also, you look at the wrong side. I started out by just running a line of stitching across the horizon line with invisible thread, just to anchor the quilt so that
Mhm.
I could move in either direction
Mhm.
without pushing the fabric up.
Mhm.
So that's the very first thing I did is I went across the grass, across the water, and then to the other side. And then I started working on that yellow, which I think I'm going to put more yellow thread there. And then I
Mhm.
end up using a fluorescent orange. I used this
Oh, that's pretty.
to give it more of a glow.
Uh-huh.
And then the white for the sun and down in here.
Yeah, how did you stitch that? It's hard to see that.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to see.
I see a little bit better now. Yeah.
And you can see the needle holes, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
Close up.
Yeah, but I did use a size 12, so I would make a smaller needle hole. And that worked out okay.
You used a white on the top there,
Yes.
and then what on the bottom?
So right now I have a pale gray bobbin thread. Let me grab it to show you. I would usually use invisible thread, but right now I have this in my machine and it seems to be working, so I'm just leaving it. It's the
Mm-hmm.
pale gray.
Uh-huh.
It's by Invisifil. It's a,
Oh, okay.
and it's 100 weight, so it's very fine.
And that's a polyester?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
But normally I would put monofilament in the bobbin, but for some reason I'm having a little trouble with, I wound up a bobbin with monofilament and it doesn't seem to be working. So I think there's something wrong with that bobbin. So that's why I just switched to the gray. So as you can see, there's nothing like in my blueprint. There's nothing that I'm doing that's earth shattering. I'm just doing sort of these long meandering loopy lines.
Mm-hmm.
And same thing in the water. And then up in the sky, I'm probably going to do something similar, but I'm not really sure. So where it gets darker, obviously I'm going to have to change threads.
Mm-hmm.
I may do some small loops of white, just do a little loopier pattern. And
Mm-hmm.
where it's blue, I'm just going to be really
Back and forth.
yeah. And then
Uh-huh.
after that, I'm going to put in this ray of light.
Uh-huh.
So before I do, yeah, and then the ocean and
When you do the ray of light, I noticed that on yours you've got kind of uh a sort of the glow
yeah,
on the top of the sun is a little more yellow orange
yeah.
than white. So
Yeah.
would you change your thread on that,
I might.
or just kind of keep it something maybe variegated or something? I don't know.
I might do a little bit of both. I might do a little bit of that pale peachy color,
Uh-huh.
and I might mix in some lines of white also.
Uh-huh.
So
That's cool.
yeah, all right. So let me go over to this. What I was going to do next, and I don't know if you want to see me do this, is this section right here.
Yeah.
It's gray. And so I'm
Mhm.
going to put in some gray thread there, and then it gets white on top of that, and then it goes dark. So
Mhm.
I keep my picture really handy and I keep looking back and forth at it as I'm quilting and changing colors, just so I'm,
Mhm.
the painting helps keep me on track, but
Mhm.
that's just how I do it.
Yeah.
All right, let me
Well, the
switch.
picture also can help you.
Yeah, let me switch cameras. Okay, I'm gonna have to move things around, obviously. Let me bring this over here so I don't have to yell. Now, this is where it's gonna get a little tricky. I'm probably gonna have to sit sideways. It's probably better if I don't have the light on. Let me go back and turn the light off. I'm looking for the control for the light on my machine and I can't remember where it is. There it is. That better?
Yeah, that's pretty good. It's a little there, that's better.
It's better, good. Okay. All right, so I've got my feed dogs down. Can you hear me okay?
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Got my feed dogs down. And right now, I've got this gray. It's a bottom line thread, so it's a little bit finer.
Is it called very fine or
No, it's called the bottom line.
bottom line is the name? Oh,
It's a bobbin thread that Superior Threads developed a while ago.
mm-hmm.
Okay. I might have to bring this down a little bit. I know the picture keeps moving, but I don't know what I can do about that right now.
No, that looks fine.
Okay,
Yeah.
so let's see. Okay, so you asked about how to manage the quilt, so I'm kind of rolling it up because this is the section I want to work in here.
Uh-huh.
Oops.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna have the back of my head. I don't know if this is better or worse than the other angle.
The other angle was more close up, which was better.
Yeah, that's what I think too. You want me to change it? Probably-
Yes, please.
Yeah, okay. Bear with me just 1 second.
Yeah, that's better.
I haven't changed it yet. Gonna move around a little bit, so don't get seasick. Better?
That's great.
Uh-huh.
Won't stay there, that's the only problem.
Right there. Perfect.
No, see, it keeps moving. Stay. Stay
You can
there.
really see the stitching on that.
Yeah. It's gonna move away because it's just not heavy enough for some reason. Well, we're gonna try, keep it there. No. Okay, that's probably the best I can do. That's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Probably the best you're gonna get.
Well, it looks great.
Okay, good. All right, so I put on I've got a 12 top stitch needle in there. And feed dogs are down, and I'm gonna start I'm gonna start over on the edge. And I swear to God, I use this pattern on, and by pattern, I mean the way I'm stitching on just about all of my landscape quilts because it's so useful. All right, when I start stitching, I'm going to take a couple of little anchor stitches, just slightly moving my quilt sandwich away from my starting place. And then I can move a little faster, and I'm kind of holding my hands down like a hoop, like this. And this is not going to show up a lot because it's sort of gray on gray. I should mention I have my tension at 3.25, so it's fairly low. Travel back in the other direction with a loop. Sometimes I have to roll it up to get it out of the way. So I go up again. And then across. And
Do you have
down.
your stitch length set at 0?
It just set at 2.5.
Okay,
It's not really, it doesn't matter because the feed dogs are down.
right.
I'm the one controlling the stitch length.
And you just go back and forth in that colored area.
Yeah. Like it's sort of like the painting kind of helps you
Uh-huh.
where to lay down the thread and show you close up when I'm done. And then when I need to stop to readjust, I always keep the needle down. So I'm gonna get that out of the way now and then start again. Okay. Now this is where I started. I'm just gonna go ahead and trim those off. By the way, I love these snippers by Superior Threads.
Hmm.
They trim right close to the edge to the fabric. All right, now I'm going to show you a real cool way that you probably saw me, will see me do in the video to, I did some anchoring stitches when I finished, and I'm going to pull the quilt sandwich toward me, dragging my top thread, and then go back to the same spot. I've got it in my index finger right now. And then I'm going to go down with the needle and pull the bobbin thread up and drag it.
Oh,
And then I'm going to trim, and I've got both bobbin and top thread trimmed in one fell swoop.
now did those end up knotting themselves together?
No, because what I, instead of making a knot, what I did was take small anchoring steps.
Okay.
So I'm going to bring it as close to the camera as I can. And
So you don't have to end up burying anything.
no, I never bury threads.
Oh, because I used to hate doing that.
Can you see that?
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah, there's no need to bury threads unless you really love doing that.
I hate that.
Yeah, I hate it too. So where I started, I just take a couple little anchor stitches that are really tiny, and if you try to pick those out, you'll see it's just as good as a knot.
Uh-huh.
And then you start to travel, then you can go back and trim. And several pretty well-known quilters do that, and I thought if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me.
That's perfect. I like that idea.
Yeah, it's so fantastic. Okay. So you'll see me doing that a couple times in the video. Wish I could get this a little bit more where I want it to be, but I can't. All right. Any other questions about that? So I'm going to keep continuing up this way, changing colors as I go. Like for this section, I've got a charcoal gray thread here,
Mm-hmm.
and it's going to pretty much disappear. Well, you can't see it.
So you're just filling in the areas that match the thread.
Yeah. I'm going to have to come back and do this. Let's see. Let me lay it down and then I can move the camera. See how that's blending in?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. And then I'll go back. But because I don't want to create patches of bubbles, I'm not going to do all the charcoal areas and then all the white areas and then all the blue areas because I'm going to end up with a real puckery quilt. So I
Mhm.
have to do it in order as it's going up and up the quilt. I have to continue in this direction, going up,
Mm-hmm.
up, and then when I go into the water, I have to continue going in that direction, going down.
Do you also do left from right as you're going up?
I can go in either direction. Yeah,
Oh,
I see what you're saying. Yeah, so like I will
to
quilt,
balance it?
I will quilt like this whole gray section here, as far as I can go.
Oh, all the way across.
Maybe not all the way across because I want to get this section in here first because it's
Right, right. I got you.
then I will do this blue section. And then I'll go back and do the grays and the whites. And by the time I get to this big blob here, it's going to be mostly white
Okay.
or maybe some of this peachy color.
Mm-hmm.
I will show you what the threads are that I have chosen. So let me do that next. Big old basket of threads. I keep them all together. So I've got some sagey greens. I have this variegated thread, which I really like that I might do in the sand area, the lighter section. There's some really dark browns for the shadows. And this is like a cotton, and then this is a polyester. I don't mind mixing either one. I've got some dark green,
Mm-hmm.
the grasses,
Mm-hmm.
whites, grays.
Do you tend to go more with the shinier ones?
I personally do, but like I
Mm-hmm.
said, like I'm kind of liking these matte variegated for the sand.
Yeah,
Because sand is not that shiny, right?
yeah, because it adds more texture that way too.
Yeah.
Uh,
Depending upon what I'm doing,
uh-huh.
like water for sure, like where it's gray in the water, I'm probably going to be using some
Yeah,
of this
that needs some shine. Yeah,
fine, yeah. But if it's a matte area,
like the
like
sand.
like the bark of a tree or something, then I
Yeah,
go for more of a cotton.
uh-huh. That makes sense.
Yeah. So I think these two variegated ones, I might use both of them.
Mm-hmm.
They looked pretty good when I laid them down on the sand. So, so yeah, so that's pretty much all I wanted to show you on this end. Is there anything else you want to see me do? I'm going to continue as I quilt. I'm going to continue to shoot video of me quilting. So you
Okay,
can see how I did these areas. Like
okay.
I can't do them right now because they're out of order. Um, and I'm looking at the sea. Bring this down here. And I may end up using some of this gray thread in the sea, but it's really going to disappear. So I
Mm-hmm.
may end up using, even though it's not really in the picture, some of this pale blue,
Mm-hmm.
because I like it.
I love the texture in your print.
my print.
you have for the water.
Oh, yeah, me too.
The splotchiness of it, it just looks so natural.
Yeah. But
Looks almost like watercolor.
then down here though, where I did some of the painting, we'll probably put in some lines of white.
Hmm. When you quilt that, will you do it pretty much how you did the gray?
I might do it closer together
Okay.
because these lines are really close together. Sorry, there we go. Really skinny line.
Tiny.
Like
Yeah.
like think of matchstick quilting, like really.
Uh-huh.
So this area is going to be really flat.
Uh-huh.
And then, which is good because we want it to recede. And then
Uh-huh.
over here, it's still going to be flat, but it's not going to be as flat.
Hmm.
And honestly, if you really like that effect, you could actually put an extra piece of batting and give it sort of a fake trapunto look underneath the grass to give it more dimension. You could do that.
Yeah, that would be cool.
You could do that under this whole section if you want to add a little more, but by the time you add all the quilting, I don't think it makes much of a difference because the quilting is going to flatten it down.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't think I'm going to bother with that, but I am definitely going to use a little bit of that bobbin stitching, and I'll take video of that too.
Yeah, I'm
Well, I got
excited.
my work cut out for me, don't I?
I'm looking forward to learning about the bobbin stitching.
Yeah, it's fun. It's easier than you think. Because what you can actually do is like I could go in with my thread, my green threads, and I've got that gray thread on the bottom, right? So I can
Uh-huh.
do preliminary stitching with this
Uh-huh.
top, and then I just turn the whole thing over. I can see these. I'll be able to stitch.
Where it is
Yeah, so I can just sort of go in and out here and there.
around it.
Yep.
Oh, that's really cool.
Yeah.
I was
So
wondering how you would know.
do you hand wind the bobbin?
You can. I have a bobbin winder on my machine, like you all probably do.
Mhm.
Yes, I can't seem to show it.
So, and if it's thicker, does it go through? How do you get it through the little thread thing in the bobbin case?
Okay, so let me grab, hold on, I'll show you. Of course, you're going to see this because I'm going to have to empty one of these bobbins, but this bobbin already has some
Mhm.
razzle dazzle on it. Okay.
Okay,
And I did wind that on the machine carefully.
okay.
And then, I might have even lowered my speed because I can do that on my fancy machine. Hold on a second. I'm getting out my bobbin. Now, what some people have a second bobbin case for this kind of thing. Here's my bobbin case.
Mhm.
And I've gone from a really thin thread to this thicker thread, and I'm just going to put it through the same way. Oops, hopefully.
Yeah, I was gonna say mine's gonna struggle to get through there, that last section there.
I've done it before. There we go. It went through. Now you can very carefully loosen. Where are you? Let me get you on camera here.
The screw.
You would put it over a cup. So just in case the screw comes out, you can slightly loosen the screw to loosen this thing, but if you don't want to mess with that, it'll still work.
Okay.
Okay. I can still use that. So that'll just go right into my machine and I'll pull this up through.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, but I promise I'll go over all that. Put that away for now. Okay. Some people don't like to mess with their bobbin cases, the tension on it, and I don't blame them because it's factory set and they kind of want it to stay the same, but um, I have trouble getting it in. There we go. All right. Now that's in. Pop it back in my machine. Make sure your machine is clean and oiled. Like I like to do it every time I start a new project, sometimes more often. And sometimes my machine will tell me it'll send me a notification on my screen that it's time to oil my machine, so. Okay,
I have to oil mine a lot because out here it dries out so fast.
oh, that's a thought. Yeah, I don't have that problem. Okay. Let's me go back to. Back to. Video. Okay. So. This is the little section that I just did.
Yeah, I see that. Nice.
And you can see how you could use that pattern in sky and water, Obviously, I may do something similar in the sand, but I'm honestly I'm not really, it will be predominantly horizontal, but I will go up and down over some of these shapes.
Hmm.
We'll see. I don't know exactly what I'm. All righty. Well, friends, we've had a small class today. So, anyone have any other questions?
What do we need to have completed for our next class?
Well, let's see. You're all done painting, most of you, right? And
Mhm.
you've heat set it.
I have to heat set mine yet.
Okay, so
So do you heat set it with dry iron or wet iron?
I put directions in the course for heat setting, but basically you're just going to cover it with either a paper towel or a Teflon sheet and a dry iron.
Okay.
And honestly, by the time you fuse basted everything together, you've accomplished that anyway. So yeah, I like to cover it just so if there's any paint, I don't want it to get on my iron. Not that it would, but it just, you never know. So I would do that. And then I would fuse baste it and get it ready for quilting. Um, and then I would go ahead and put in that horizontal line to divide the horizon sky from horizon land, just to stabilize the quilt.
Now,
And
is this before you put a sandwich together or after?
after,
Okay.
yeah. So the order would be heat set, and then you've got your quilt top all in one piece, right?
Right.
Okay. And you heat set. Then you would add fusible to the entire back of your front.
Okay.
Then you would fuse that to your batting.
Okay.
And then you would flip it over, do the same thing with your backing.
Hmm.
So now you have 3 layers all combined, all attached. Yay, no problem.
Ready to go.
Pins ready to go. Right. Yeah. And then you put in that stabilizing line through the middle, not exactly the middle, it's like 2/3, but close enough.
Hmm.
Then you can start working, you know. Choose your threads.
Mm.
Okay. So, and then before you start quilting, you may want to give yourself a little practice by, like I said, making yourself a little blueprint. And you can do that by printing out picture, couple prints of the photograph and decide what colors you want to use where. You can use markers, colored pencils. You can do
Mhm.
You can do it in Photoshop, you can do it in Procreate, whatever method you like the best. And that just gives you a little bit of confidence, you know. And then what I did was I took the threads that I thought I was going to use and I put them down on the quilt and then collected them together. And it's a starting place, just
Mhm.
a place to start.
Mhm.
And I would keep your tension fairly low for free motion quilting, based on your machine. Sometimes you don't have to adjust it, sometimes you do. I find on most of my threads, I don't like it when the thread is real puckery on top. I don't like it when the tension is so high,
Mhm.
you know, that I can really see it drawing in the fabric.
Mhm.
And also when you're pulling the sandwich, it could add some tension on the thread. So you have to loosen that top tension a tiny bit, a little bit, and just play with your tension and see what you're happy with.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
On scraps. And I think I mentioned in the course that it's good if you have any painted scraps laying around, practice some stitching and tension on that
Mhm.
first. It's not going to be exactly like your quilt, but it'll be a
Mhm.
starting place. So,
Yeah, good idea.
yeah. If you start getting into thread is breaking, thread is shredding, it means either your needle size is too small, so there's too much friction on the thread, or your tension is too tight, or a combination of both.
Mhm.
Something is causing that thread to break, and if
Mhm.
you're having that issue, then it's either your needle or your tension.
I think one time I had mentioned to you something about the glide thread, and that's what I had heard about the glide thread is it doesn't tend to break as much um, with quilting, but it's one of those new kind of threads that people like or don't like.
Well, it depends on I mean, if you're using a high quality thread and you're using the correct needle for the thread and the correct tension, you shouldn't have any issues.
Problems. Yep.
If you're having a lot of issues, it means maybe your thread is too old or it's crappy thread to
Yeah.
begin with.
Or you need to clean your machine.
Or it's some version, but I would troubleshoot. I would try the needle first.
Hmm.
I would try the tension before I get rid of the thread.
Yeah.
Um, Superior Threads has one of those troubleshooting trees.
Yeah, that's helpful. I
Yeah,
like Superior.
yeah. Of, if you're having this issue, then try this and this. And if you're still having that issue, try this and this, and
Hmm.
that. So
That's helpful.
go down the line. All right, so I need to get busy on my end, shooting, giving you some more videos, and I'm not going to do everything, but I'm going to do as much as I can. So you're not watching hours and hours and hours of video. So, all right.
Okay.
All right. So, today was number 6, right? So we have 2 more classes.
Hmm.
So I'm hoping that by next week you will have done some of your quilting. I don't think it's not my goal that you finish your quilting by the end of this class, but if you are really gung ho and you want to put pedal to the metal and get it finished in a couple of weeks, that's fine with me. I don't have any trouble with that, but you know, uh, it's just the pace you like to work at.
Hmm.
And if you run into any issues that you can't seem to solve, then for sure post in the community and we'll figure it out. Okay?
Thank you.
Sounds good. All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for coming today, and I'll see you next week, hopefully.
Thanks, Roxanne.
Okay, take care.
Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.